Disclaimer. This channel features satire, parody, and comedic content intended for entertainment only. All characters, events, and statements are fictional or exaggerated for comedic effect. Any resemblance to real people or events is purely coincidental and should not be taken as fact. Ah, bollocks. All right, let's just get on with it. We haven't got all day.
This is a Focus on Britain presentation.
Once upon a time, there lived a colony of feral cats. These particular cats were very special because they had adopted a wild man-child after finding him in an Asda car park. The poor little bugger had been crying and looked lost, though in fact, he wasn't lost at all. He had been sitting patiently in his pram, waiting for his wee little mammy. In other words, the cats had essentially stolen him. The Cat King, whose name was Chief No Nuts, due to the fact that he had been castrated when he was just a little kitten, took him in. One day, the little boy was playing, as he always did, on rubbish tips and such, a typical Irish lifestyle for a young one. To his astonishment, as he turned, he caught a glimpse of what looked like a Bigfoot or a Yeti. In fact, it was an aged YouTuber who needed to spread the word of Christ. The man's name was Richie. Richie decided to take this young disciple under his wing and train him in the ancient arts of self-defense for the over 50s. Early one morning, as the cock was crowing, Richie, fast asleep, broke into an almighty scream. Kato, that's what Richie had named the child, suddenly sprang up in shock. Richie, in a complete tizzy, began explaining that he had had that recurring dream again. You know, the one where he is at a really important demonstration with Tommy Robinson, and while the spotlight was on him and everyone was watching, his toe split out of his shoes and socks, and his big toe had turned into an overripe banana, the kind that you could smell from a good way away. After getting his senses back, Richie and Kato were brushing their teeth and spent 20 minutes washing each other's private parts. Nothing gay, just the hard-to-reach places that an aging back can't manage. After that, they had breakfast. Richie had toast and Kato had cornflakes. He loved drinking the milk, remembering what it had been like to live with his feral brothers. Richie checked in on the Grift account. After breakfast, they decided to sit in the living room to watch some YouTube. Kato was being especially loud with his crisp packet, and the crunching was driving Richie crazy. Not to mention the mess the little twat kept making all over the house. With that, Richie stood up and smacked Kato right in the mouth with the bag. Kato yelped, jumped up, and ran upstairs, with Richie close behind. After grabbing Kato, Richie slapped him in the chops. Richie fell apart and apologized to Kato. "You know how I get sometimes," he said. Snivelling and whimpering, Kato stood there like a helpless kitten or something. "I'm sorry," said Richie, feeling an awful guilt he rarely felt. It sat heavy in his chest, unfamiliar and unwelcome, like a weight he didn't quite know how to carry. For once, the words didn't come easy, and that alone made him uneasy. Richie took Kato into his arms. Then, thwack! Kato had twatted Richie right in the mouth and run away laughing. Richie was out for the count. Later that night, Richie awoke to a cold, dark house. Nothing was stirring. He remembered that he had meant to stream that night, so he set up. "Right, time for the Grift. Where did I put my Bible?" he said to himself. He found it, dusted it off, and smirked. Showtime. A sudden vibration in his pocket that tingled the end of his dingle-ling. "Ooh," he said to himself with a chuckle. He reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone. It was then he realized he had 2 missed messages. One from Mr. Teeth himself, the big boss man, and one from a number he didn't recognize. After opening the second message, the phone alert came over the speaker. Self-destruction imminent. Bang, crack, sizzle went the phone. "Kato," Richie yelled. "Get the Specialist Army Soldiers Forces secret agent gear ready." After entering the bedroom, Kato pulled out a briefcase with lots of different passports and backup money for plane tickets. His weapon bag was filled with stink bombs of the stinkiest kind. They were illegal in some countries. He'd purchased them from the corner shop down the road. Then came time to see what Kato had saved over the many years of pocket money. "It's for a good cause," Richie exclaimed. "Stop being a mardy little selfish bastard," Richie said calmly to Kato. And with that, he smashed the little piggy into 1,000 pieces. Then, from outside, Richie made a really important call. He had gone to a phone box to make a secure call. An outside line was needed as it was a very important call. After that, he went back home to secure his Wi-Fi, training he had learned in the army before the internet had even existed. It was then he realized he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. "Livestream, Kaito," he yelled. "After all, the grift is the all of everything," Richie exclaimed. And with that thought in mind, off he went. After the stream, they hopped in the Inman mobile and shot off as fast as the luxury 1989 Ford Fiesta would take them, 45 miles an hour at top whack, usually. Richie had souped it up big time. Richie was in a real hurry. After all, the grift was on the line. They arrived at the cash point only to find that no money had been received when expected. Typing in Kato's PIN number, Richie proceeded to check the balance. The panic started to sink in. "Grift sabotage!" Richie yelled at the sky, waving his fist. Richie slammed his hands on the counter, eyes wild. "What in the fucky bum do I have to do to simply make some easy cash? Come on, Lord, give me a fucking break already." He drove home in a rage at top speed, the wind pushing against him as he tore down the road, 42 miles per hour, reckless for that stretch, like the whole world was lagging behind his thoughts. After getting home, Richie logged into his top-secret computer server that was hosted on some free website. One last live stream to boost spending. Password, Grifter123.
I signed the Official Secrets Act today. If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
His universal key, his proud little system. Makes sense, he always said. Never get locked out of anything again. 18 hours later, they were ready. The room had gone quiet in that heavy, exhausted way, like even the air had given up arguing. The next day, they arrived at the airport, both looking really tired from the night before. They had earned £8.32 for an 18-hour stream. Completely knackered, they approached booking in. After booking in, they found themselves in the airport bar, where once again Richie lost his temper with Kato over his table manners. He wouldn't shut up about it until they had been in the air for about an hour. All of a sudden, Richie caught a glimpse of something that couldn't be. Wait, what? He swore that he had just seen little Jeffy Taylor out the window.
Hello there.
With that, he leapt out of his chair and dangerously opened the plane door to get a better view. This was a stupid idea, as for the rest of the journey, the plane's cabin decompressed. Everyone was forced to wear masks. After arriving in Spain and standing on the beach, Richie felt at home and relaxed. He suggested they find Mr. Teeth, the boss man, as soon as possible. After all, that was their mission. Richie looked out into the distance, where the horizon of the ocean blurred into the sky, and he pondered grift success. Arriving at the correct door, they knocked. After a few knocks, the door was answered by the one and only lispy, gleam-toothed slurper himself.
Good evening, Richard. That's it. I was going to say,
The wife's super glued my lips together so I could speak, Paul.
That's it.
Oh.
Should have had a word with a pilot. They got Wi-Fi on planes. Stayed away. Well, maybe not on the airlines you fly on, but there you go. We had
That's
a great
the kind of good
stream.
grip review, Paul. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it is, mate. That's what it
I'm
is.
flying
Yeah.
budget airlines.
After inviting them in for a very short time, Mr. Tooth explained that they were under attack by Dino, Bain and others, including that great new YouTube channel Focus on Britain, with lots of great content. Anyway, after that, Mr. Tooth said he had to go to a meeting. Meet me at the Spaniard's Spunk. It's a great bar, you'll find it. Hours passed, and that night the three of them found themselves having a night to remember. Richie was on the pull. When the mouse is away, the cat will play. He winked at Kato. Richie was dressed to the nines. Old Spice aftershave, gelled spiky hair, and his best chat-up lines, which weren't working. Kato wasn't interested in the girls. He fancied himself a lovely little feline that he had seen earlier that day. After strolling for a while, he caught sight of the beauty. He noticed there was a fast car heading her way. It must have been going at least 12 miles an hour, so he jumped to it and saved the kitty. He spent the rest of the evening with her on the beach, sharing ice cream and listening to his favourite AI cat songs on YouTube. The next day, Richie and Kato left to go back home. Meanwhile, Mr. Tooth had some business to take care of. As he sat there talking on his fake, diamond-encrusted Apple phone, knockoff from China, a man turned up and left a large briefcase full of money. Ha ha! The grift! He sniggered to himself while paddling ankle-high in the seashore. That night, after getting back to a cold, dark, damp house full of flies, Kato and Richie sat in the living room watching cats on YouTube. After the lights went out, there was a slow, dank murmur. "No, it's happening again," Kato yelled.
Kato?
"Richie, my toe, my banana toe," and flies.
Like a halo in the night air, going up quick where the bottle caps glint. Richie on a mission, moving like a sprint. YouTube preacher in a baggy tan suit, telling the kid how to loot the fruit. He calls him Kato. Kid, you're the star, but the banana toe won't get you very far. Oh, Kato, run through the smoke. The signal is gone, the fire is broke. Shift the nuts of a bin back cry. Wait for a scream before it starts to die. Yeah, it's all just a grift with a dream. Nothing is ever what it might seem. Brushing your teeth in a cold crack sink. Posted in your morning, trying not to think. Toast on a plate and a slap in the head. So the noise of the crumbs being spread. Then a big hug in the hallway light before Kato starts a proper Saturday fight. Live on the web for 8 quid a night. Screaming at the sky in a digital cry. Fiesta is rattling. Going 45, wondering if the motor is even alive. Open the door while the airplane flies. Jeffrey Taylor shouting, looking for the prize. Spanish heat and the spunk bar boss. Everyone's angry, everyone's lost. AI songs about cats on the street. Sand on your shoes and the blisters on your feet. Oh, Kato, run through the smoke. The signal is gone, the fibre is broke. Shift no nuts of a bin back cry. Wait for the screen before it starts to die. Yeah, it's all just a grift in a dream. Nothing is ever what it might seem. The phone goes bang in a glittery flash. Tesco nightmares ending in a smash. The flies are back on the crumbling wall, and the grift goes on till the end of it all. Just start it again, just start it again, just start it again.
And with that, the story ends, for now. Well, folks, now you've seen part 2 of the Inman story, feel free to like and subscribe. It's free and we ask for nothing. This story is to be continued. This has been a Focus on Britain presentation. See you in the next one.
So I see you next Tuesday, a turncoat,
Tick,
a traitor,
tick,
a police informer,
tick,
a Mossad agent,
tick, tick,
a Zionist,
tick,
a state agitator,
X,
a Freemason,
X,
a state agent,
tick,
a grifter,
tick,
a thief,
tick,
a conman,
tick,
a crook,
tick,
a fake patriot, and a crooked watch dealer.
tick. Now, I better not ask for any money. You know, I'll be getting accused of taking a cut, grifting, giving it all to Mossad.